Luke, I asked you this question about the Denver Broncos after the Sunday Nighter. You said no, the Denver Broncos are not a legitimate Super Bowl contender, not with that offense. What about the New England Patriots?
I'm going to go the opposite on this one. I think they are. And the reason I say that is, you've heard me say, they're a very complete football team.
Yeah.
You know, they're great run defense. They are good on defense. They're obviously not in Denver's category, but offensively, Drake Maye is obviously playing very well. They have 2 running backs that can move the ball efficiently. And then you look at the third part of the game, which you saw tonight, which was special teams. Early in this game, again, no one's near him. Nobody is near him. That's a long snapper and a kicker that gets by him. And then you have one guy trying to make a hustle play late. This is great blocking up front. You could say it's also bad coverage, but it didn't just stop there. Okay, you then knock out the kick returner in another team who fumbles. You turn that into points. That was a massive hit. I mean, you're coming down there blazing. I wouldn't say it was them doing the whole Younghoe Koo situation, but my point here with this New England team is Vrabel has a team that can beat you in so many different ways. They can run the football, they can pass the football if they need, they can play great defense, and they can also win games on special teams. So I say yes to the Patriots because they're kind of the jack of all trades, master of none maybe, but they're really good at all those trades. So I think they're a legitimate contender.
And then they have the guy in Drake Maye who is currently the odds-on favorite to win the MVP. It's got to be mind-blowing for this guy at such a young point in his career.
It is pretty impressive to watch him. You know, coming into it, Brian Burns was saying he's too poised. I've never heard that in my life. I don't know why that'd be a bad thing. But even today, he impresses me. You mentioned he's in his second year. And there's a play early in this game to Henry where I was like, this is the kind of poise, comfortability you love to see. And if you watch him here, he pumps this. What he's doing is you see the guy in the flat there. He's trying to draw that DB into the flat just to fit it right over his head. There's the pump. He knows Henry's going a little sail route, paints him. So, again, he's understanding the game. And then today what jumped out was the accuracy. This throw is not easy to make this accurately. And it's an unbelievable job. And then even better, Jay, it's as good as it gets. You're 33 yards out. You get the matchup you want. Your guy wins. Wow. You can't throw the ball. When quarterbacks go and practice, they have that weird net thing. That's the throw they try and make. And look at him. I mean, he's poised. He's confident. He's in control. I think he makes very good decisions. That's why he's in the MVP conversation. And it just all goes back. It pains me to say because I'm not a big New England guy.
Yeah.
But they are certainly a Super Bowl contender.
It's amazing the difference a real coach can make to a football team, right? Like it's just amazing. It's just wild to me.
It's the one sport where your head coach and his assistants, it matters from a, morale standpoint a lot.
Sure.
And it also matters from an X and O standpoint. All the other sports have a lot more flow where it's like he's got guys that are calling the right plays, getting the right matchups, and he is a leader of men. And you hear the guy say, you heard it on the broadcast,
yeah,
we want to play, we want to win for Vrabel.
It's amazing watching him, too, going up and down the sidelines and high-fiving everybody. He's so into it. I want to talk about the Giants. Jaxson Dart, if you're a Giants fan, you got to have some hope because the Patriots were terrible last year. Drake Maye was terrible last year. Now he looks great. So we're early in the career. I get it. But he just missed 2 weeks with a concussion. He comes back. You think surely he's got a little bit of knowledge from everybody to say, hey, you got to start sliding a little bit. You can't put yourself in danger. Just doesn't seem like he's listening.
And that's what concerns me. I'll say this, Jaxson Dart, I love watching the guy. He's so much fun to watch, but he's got to realize that he is the future of this franchise. That's what they draft him to be. He got the concussion a couple weeks ago, and then you sit here and you start seeing him do things like this. Even a dive forward here, get out of bounds. It's only second down. You got the majority back. This was we're going to let this roll here again. Jay, this was oh my God, Yakum. Excruciating. I mean, just completely horizontal to the ground. Thankfully, he got up and was fine. But you said it, it's like, when is he going to listen? And there's a time to be tough, and there's a time to be smart. And when it's 2nd and 13 in the first quarter, and you scramble for 12, get out of bounds and go to 3rd and 1. Don't stand upright like no one's going to hit me. I'm a quarterback because you've got a target on your back. You are the franchise quarterback of this team.
Hopefully that one, I hate to use the term knock some sense into him, but hopefully it did. I need you to revisit this Younghoe Koo.
You got to do this
stub toe. Simply because I feel like you deserve to have this platform to talk about kickers.
It disgusts me. It disgusts me so much.
It was strange because you saw the snap and it was a bad hold, for
Yes.
sure. There's no question it was a bad hold. But to just pull up like that, everybody's saying it. The Manning brothers are saying like nobody's ever seen this before.
Never. Again, I get the hold was bad, and he does get it down there. It's like swing through it. In worst case scenario, you don't lose the 15 yards on the sack. It could have been a lot worse because generally they throw a grenade similar to Max Brosmer yesterday, and that gets picked off. So at least that didn't happen. But again, Jay, you're on the road. It's a tough matchup. At that point of the game, that would have tightened the game up. And you're like, all right, let's come out here and make a kick. You're playing, if you're the Giants, you're playing at the time a 10-2 team, and your kicker strolls on out here, and they have it was not a great snap, not a great hold, and then your kicker says, I'm just going to hold up. And it almost seems to me like you didn't want the stat, like I didn't want the miss.
Right.
And what happens? You give up another 9 yards, let's call it, on the little scramble thing, and a few plays later, it's points of the way. And another kicker does something stupid, and my head wants to explode.
And it's amazing because he'd already been cut by the Falcons this year, and you'd think he would just want to put his best foot forward. I can't believe I'm coming up with these puns, but anyway.
I didn't even get that because I was so mad at the kicker.
I digress.
What's the matter with these guys, man?
I can't figure it out. Here's one thing I do know. Your Jimmy Graham podcast, Film Never Lies, last week was sensational. Coming up on Tuesday morning, wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube, Canadian defensive end Tyrone Crawford, the former Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
Now, he made a rather interesting observation. Take a listen to this, everybody.
Can you give me your take on the college playoffs and how you guys would have fared in it back in the day?
So, that's why I love what you're doing, Luke. I love that you're doing this. You're still talking football. You're talking it for the country. I seen a little bit of jabs at some necessary things in the CFL, and I love that you're bringing a lot of eyes. I was saying it to my wife the other day. I was like, man, Luke's like the Drake of sports talk in Canada.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I appreciate that.
You're gonna be. You're definitely gonna be.
The Drake of sports talk. Sure, why not? You're taking over.
Taking over. I did like that he's focusing on some CFL. I think there's a lot of, including Canadian players, that feel like the CFL really needs to take some steps in a different direction.
Sure.
So that's exciting. But Tyrone's a pretty unique guy because I feel like his whole story, he went to JUCO at Bakersfield, was part of those Kellen Moore Boise squads that did really well, and then played 9 years for the Cowboys. We talked about Jerry Jones a lot, like that experience. And straight out of high school, Windsor, Ontario, Catholic Central High School. I think he's kind of a little bit of a lesser-known Canadian. Had an unbelievable career. Fun guy to talk to.
I love it. So Film Never Lies, Tuesday morning, YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget, Luke will join me after the Thursday Nighter, which this week is, to borrow a phrase from the Drake of Canadian sports talk, an electric matchup.
Electric. Matchup of the year.
Dallas, a 3-point underdog despite the 3-game win streak. The Lions, backing them after a loss seems to be smart. They're 13-1 against the spread their last 14 after a loss. And Luke, basically both these teams have to win this game.
This is it. I think losers pretty much cooked for the year. Amon-Ra St. Brown's out. All signs to me point Cowboys win, except Dan Campbell's known for toughness and grit. This could be a Dan Campbell special. I couldn't be more fired up. And guess what? Even though it's on a Thursday, Jay, full week prep. Both teams play on American Thanksgiving. I couldn't be more excited.
This is exciting. We're going to kick off Week 14 in style beginning at 8:15 Eastern Time. Our show will immediately follow the game.